everyone, this is Ahmed Ashraf, aka Hanaka. I'm 23 years old, a mechanical engineering student in Kafr Sheikh University. First of all, I want to talk to you about my childhood and my family. First of all, I have two brothers. One is in Moscow University in pharmacy, and the other one is still back at school, at high school right now. So my parents are both still alive, thankfully, and I hope they live longer than me. My childhood was a little bit like awkward and weird because here in Kafr Sheikh, it's the nature of the street that makes you grow up. So I was like a little bit of a thug, a little bit of a bully, a little bit of a fighter, a rebel, everything that you can find in a bad person. I was in my childhood, and I tried everything. I fought, I hit people with weapons and everything. People hit me also. I have fought a lot in my life. So my childhood basically was like a street boy. Okay. Uh, but thankfully, there is nothing permanent that happened. I have no criminal record. I have no problem with anyone right now. As much as I regret doing so much things in my childhood, whether it's from fighting or bullying people or being rebel for no reason and everything, but I'm so grateful that this actually shaped and made who I am right now. So that's my childhood shortly. I'm not gonna talk about it so much because time is limited. So let's go directly to my Isaac experience. I joined Isaac in 2017 in March. It was like a headhunting in Kafr Sheikh because Mariam Saudi, my VP OGV back at this time, she was founding an expansion of Kafr Sheikh. So, and she's the sister of my best friend. So he called me, he told me, yeah, my sister is opening Isaac and you're free now because I failed 1 year at university back then. So I was totally free. I had only 4 subjects all over the year. So I said, okay, I'm gonna try it. Let's do it. And all I did before the interview was really weird. I just opened Google, I typed Isaac, and I found the site. I opened the site and I saw the 3 programs we have, GV and GT and GE. I didn't really understand what they are, and there was no time for even searching more. The interview was like after 1 hour. So I just saw the duration and what we do in each of the products. And then I went to the interview. In the interview, there was Mariam Saudi, my VP OGV back at that time, and Omar Nouahi. He was the VP OGV with her in the same year, 2018, 17, and the LCP of 2018 and my LCP as a VP. Okay, so I finished the interview. I said, okay, I'm gonna get rejected. I wasn't good at all, but I got accepted, mainly because I was fluent in English, and my answers was like typical, was nothing special about it. I'm not the best in the interviews, just to be honest with you guys. So when I joined, I became a member. They told me in the induction meeting how we do, what we do. They broke the ice with us, all the new members. Um, and okay, let's start working. Mariam Saudi gave me a few contacts. Let's call them, tell them that and that and that. Call them in front of me and everything. So I started learning and shaping my experience in Isaac back in this period. In this time, there was the conference Momentum 17. It was hosted by Mansoura. They were the OC, and it was in Ras Sadr. Okay, so actually in this period, they said in the LC, whoever makes 5 approvals, he's gonna go for the conference for free. So I really worked myself so hard for this. I was like, okay, I'm gonna get this, and I got it, and one of my friends, Muhammad Talha, got it too. He was VP OGE in the beginning of my term, but he unfortunately resigned, and he's my best friend in the same time. So we were like, okay, let's go to the conference. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be in Ras Sadr, and it's gonna be awesome for 3 days and covered, and we're not gonna pay anything. Let's do it. One day before the conference, he just told me, okay, I have an exam in the medicine university. I'm not gonna come to the conference. So I had 2 choices. First, to go to the conference where I know absolutely no one, like 0 people, or or just stay back home. I remember this day I called one of my friends and she told me, let's do it. I went to this conference. It was one of the best conferences I ever had in my life. It was like a life-changing conference for me. Um, and when I saw the MCVPs in this time, I said to myself, I'm gonna be there one day. I'm gonna be the one standing in front of 700 or 800 delegates and telling them and inspiring them and leading them to change. The same way they changed me in this day and they made me this much committed and they gave me that much ownership to Isaac. So that was my ICE experience. When I came back, I became a team leader. I was the most achieving team leader in my term. I'm proud of this, but I'm not like arrogant about it because I know it's like it wasn't 100% my hard work as much as it was like 20% luck and 20% help of the others and 20% uh, support of my VPs. Why I'm applying for this position? Well, from the day I went to the conference, like I told you, I was inspired by these people. But that's not just the case. I'm actually shifting my career right now from mechanical engineering. I don't even attend my university anymore, into business and management. And in the same time, I have the same dream from when I was back at school that I want to go all over the world. And I want to actually help the people all over the world, especially in Africa and like in the poor countries in Asia. Um, so when I found that just to join the United Nations, you need to work as a volunteer or as an organization in 3 different continents or regions, I thought it's impossible. But through Isaac, I found it doable. So that's one of my goals. The second goal is actually shifting my career. When I was in this conference, I found P&G, I found L'Oreal, I found all these companies that actually want us to join them, and it inspired me so much. What I'm applying on, I'm applying on VP OGV, OGE or OGT as my first preference. So I'm applying in operations, and then I'm applying on DXP for B2C. Okay, so my blank paper challenge is actually pretty simple and pretty direct. I'm applying the domino effect, just to get Isaac Egypt back to the leading the world again. So back like few years when I noticed Isaac direction was the numbers, the growth, and everything that means more and more and more exchange. But we never actually cared about the quality so much back then. And we actually, as Isaac in Egypt, we excelled in this. We were number one or two maximum in this period. But then now the challenge is not the numbers. It's not only pure growth. Now the challenge is the customer satisfaction and the actual impact that we do in the people. So my blank paper challenge is how Isaac in Egypt can force its hand and direction all over the world, affecting even Isaac International in the long term. Starting from directing our OGX and ICX supply only on with our IR partners to have proper opportunities and job descriptions that actually affects and impacts the society in there. In this way, we can start changing and altering the impact of other entities also. After this, when the ICX and the OGX partners of us become relevant to their market and to their reality as much as we do, we can get this up to ICE International and we start implementing this. And by doing this, actually, we are achieving customer satisfaction. That's my blank paper challenge. For my direction, I'm gonna work in 2 things. Solid IR with proper job descriptions and SDGs that actually targets the customers. The value delivery part, especially from approved to realized, because it's not acceptable at all that half of our customers doesn't travel or the number of re-approvals exceeds the double of the approvals. That's critical for our entity and entity health. The second thing in my direction is the pre-attraction. How we can make the people who actually click the links sign up, apply, and go through the process. So that's my direction. My goal is 30% growth in the approvals, 50% growth in the realizations, and 100% growth in the completes. And thank you.